Welcome to Sold Sistas podcast. I'm your girl LaTrease.
I'm Future.
And I'm Cairo.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are going to be discussing relationships. You want to elaborate?
We're going to be talking about relationships. No, we're going to talk about business relationships, our relationships with vendors, how we manage our relationships with vendors, how being in real estate, because the hours can be demanding, how it has affected our personal relationships with our spouses and our family members and even our friends. So we're going to chat a bit about relationships as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into it about our partners, I just want to kind of start off with navigating relationships with loved ones, right? So we go on trips, right?
Right.
And as a realtor, you go on trips, majority of our business is done on our phone. Like, yeah, we show houses, yeah, we write offers, yeah, we negotiate sales, all of that stuff. But a lot of the things that we need to do are done on our phone.
Right.
So we're constantly on our phone. So I think that's something that I run into. Like, I'll be out of town or out to dinner or just out with the girls. And it's like, are you serious right now? Like, did you just pick up the phone? Like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? Like, I was in the shower yesterday talking to an attorney, and my husband walked in like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm working. I'm multitasking. Like, so
heavy on the multitasking.
You have to multitask as a realtor, especially if business is thriving and you're busy. And then the realtors that you work with a lot of times are busy. So you're playing phone tag trying to catch them. They're off on the phone with their clients. Then they get off the phone, they try and call you. You're on the phone. And then this cycle just continues. So y'all want to elaborate on like y'all experiences with family?
Oh, my phone. I have been working on boundaries with my clients forever. And now I have a team. It's even worse. My phone rings nonstop. And I cannot watch my phone ring and not answer it. I was in Jamaica with Yaya and Danielle, and we were on a sailboat going full speed. And I was on the phone like, Can the agent get in? And I had to show up, get a house showing for one of my clients. My team members know that they can reach me.
Yeah.
They're taking it hard. I tried to set some boundaries. They have not been respecting them. They're getting better, but they're taking it hard that I'm asking them not to call my phone before 8:30. Title doesn't even open until 8:30. You can't get a limit on the phone.
8:30 in the morning?
Yeah, until 9. And they're like, what if I need you? You don't need me at 7. Don't call me.
And I'm going to play the advocate for the team, even though that's totally out of line. Nobody should be contacting her before that. She's also like, we all need to be up by 5 a.m. being productive. So if you're up by 5 a.m. being productive, maybe you might want to reach out at 7 a.m. to get an answer. So that's probably why, because we're working on being productive as a unit and get it up early.
What's crazy is I called the tourist phone today at 7 to answer a text message I didn't recognize. She sent it last night, but I didn't see it until I was leaving the gym this morning at 7. And I called. I'm like, oh, people might still be sleeping. Then I called LaTrease, and I'm like, oh, I thought you would be woke because I've been up since 4:30. I'm trying to remain an active member of the 5 a.m. club. So
yeah,
and I'm trying to creep away.
I forgot to tell you, I finished it.
How you like it?
It was great.
I love it. You need to get it, LaTrease. I love it.
The 5 a.m. club?
Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely in my, what do you call that thing?
Yeah, cart or your Audible.
Audible, yes.
Start listening to it.
It's great.
It's like The Secret. Like every once in a while, I read a book and it's just like, all right, I know what I'm supposed to be doing and now I need to get on my zone. And this was one of those situations.
A lot of great books in my Audible. I just need to play.
You gotta play them and you gotta implement.
I've been to a point where, like, when I'm doing showings and stuff, that's when I'm most productive with listening to my Audible books.
For sure.
But it's like, oh man, that was good. Hold on, I need to take notes.
I be screenshotting. I be going in the notes.
Like clip.
Okay, wait. Let's reel it on back, ladies.
Right.
Relationship.
But get the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah, relationships. So we talked about kind of just, we're always on the phone. That's just a part of being a realtor. If you're not working, and not just being busy, because there's a difference between being busy and productive, but you're always available for the most part. And I think you have to grow into creating boundaries. I recognize that, like, if you want to be productive in the beginning, you got to grind. Like, this is not a career to not grind. I know that wholeheartedly. But as far as relationships for me, one of my biggest clients is my dad. So love that. He flips houses. We're so cute. Daddy-daughter duo. coming to you guys soon. But yeah, there are no boundaries. My dad, literally, I sent him out of town to go help my sister. He's like, hey, FYI, like, I need you to do this, that, and the third. I'm like, Dad, it's literally not. Like, can we focus on family stuff right now? There are no boundaries there. And I'm learning to be more vocal about, like, hey, let me do my job. One perfect example. I was calling an agent to negotiate for him. I'm his agent. He's like, hey, let me get on the phone. Absolutely not. Like, that's not your job. No. My dad is like, you realtor, let's start there. But
no,
I'm doing my job, you know? So that's probably my most difficult client, but also my favorite, because I think I've closed 25 houses for my dad. So yeah, I don't have no problems with it. You know?
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
25.
Her daddy is a trip. Her daddy was mine.
Yeah.
I was her daddy's realtor before Cairo got her license.
And she happily gave you away.
He told me Cairo was getting her license. I love her dad. Like, he's cool people, great guy. But when it comes to like this real estate thing, I was like, here. And I gave her some pointers. Be prepared for A, B, have this in order, because it's going to be expected.
And he was probably cooler with you because he wasn't his daughter. So
I don't know, Cairo. I don't know. He was on, like, and I would be like, what? It was, yeah, but you know, I make money, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every opportunity.
Yeah.
My sister threatened, that's my baby. My sister Jamaica threatened me, like, in the summertime when she's ready to be on her hot girl Meg stuff, and I'm trying to hang with the younger girlies. She's like, you gotta stop the music every time your phone rings. I don't want to hang out with you. Like, see, this is too much. And I'm like, I pay. And she'll get quiet a little bit, like, when I pay, when the tab coming. This is how I pay, answering this phone. So, like, it has to be some give take.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my sisters have been around me, and one of them was just like, I didn't realize how much of a therapist you have to be when you're a realtor.
Oh.
She was like, you just had a whole counseling session, because it can be a very stressful process.
Yeah.
Depending on the experience or, you know, what the situation is. So she was just like ready to pull out some popcorn, like, oh my God, like, is this what's happening? Like, yeah, it can get really crazy, but you do have to have some give and take, and you do have to try to establish boundaries. So I have like tried putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, but
you put your phone on Do Not Disturb?
So it's automatically set right after a certain time of night.
That's crazy.
At 11 o'clock, you heard
my phone is never going on Do Not Disturb. Ever.
Future, you also were working on your boundaries, though.
I'm trying to, but y'all also see like the finesse.
But you also go to sleep. Like, you go to sleep. Like,
you go to sleep early.
I will, but I'll pick up. That's why if I'm not asleep, we can do some business. Like, if I'm not asleep, I'm working. What do you mean?
So not everything, and we're gonna work on that with Future in the future.
My husband sells real estate now, and my daughter. I pull you into my world.
Not everything is an emergency that has to be.
Is it money on the floor?
And a lot of times there's money on the floor, but it will still be there.
Sometimes it won't.
You go to sleep at 11 o'clock. So regardless if it was on Do Not Disturb or not, you're not answering the phone.
If it ring, I'll answer it.
You are asleep. That's not true.
She's insane. So I still answer. I have had conversations. I was talking to one of my clients.
LaTrease got boundaries. LaTrease be checking me about my stuff. They can wait. What'd you tell me? I was like, I gotta go meet my client after the baby. Me and LaTrease attended a beautiful baby shower together. And I'm like, I gotta leave. I'm trying to coordinate the time. After the baby shower, I'm gonna go talk to this is a good client of mine. We've done like 6 transactions. And she's older, she's sweet, and she's displaying some unfamiliar characteristics. Like, she hasn't treated me this way before. So, I want to go talk to her. LaTrease is like, it's Sunday. Monday, she'll still be there.
I'm not one of those agents that don't. Well, my schedule is different now that I'm flying as well, but I love Sundays. I work on Sundays. Praise the Lord.
No, that's fine. But I think that when you have a family, there are like,
not family shaming me.
No,
she's shaming
me. I'm talking about Future.
There
are moments in life that I feel like are precious, and before you know it, your kids gonna be grown. They're gonna be grown.
Baby, I showed houses after I got my master's degree. it was money on the floor.
That's
no,
fine.
I am getting some boundaries. Like I'm
just saying you have to establish a balance. Like
yeah,
I want to be
right.
in the moment, and I want to be present for my family. I don't want it to always be a thing where it's just like, golly, like you never take off, you know. So I mean, yeah, it's money on the floor, but like sometimes that money is still.
Do you think that I'm gonna have to have a conversation with my family because
I'm sure they feel away.
Maybe check,
but they know.
Look. If they hate it so much, why did they go get their real estate license?
Because they figured out something where they can spend time with you.
They've been making money and spending time with me, though. But they making money and spending time with me. Like Destiny is getting it.
We're gonna invite your family on as guests, and we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a brown table talk, not a red table talk, a brown table talk, and we're gonna ask them how they feel about it because I'm sure
my baby's gonna be like. They gonna look down at them Canadian gooses and be like, "We love mommy and we respect." No,
they're grown.
Like sidebar. Sidebar. That time I have been doing a lot of reflecting because my youngest daughter is graduating high school next year, so we're wrapping up the school year. And I've always been like this. Like when I had my kids young, I had my first daughter when I was 16, turning 17, had Faith by the time I was 19. So I've just had to be in like that grind mode. And I'm addicted. Like I can be honest with myself now. Like I am addicted to the grind. Me and you used to have conversations and you like, you can't be happy. And I'm like, I am so happy. Like I'm not happy if I'm not working, like completely happy. Now I take vacations and I have a wonderful time, but I like the hustle. Like I love the hustle.
The person. And for real estate, that's what makes. I wouldn't say that's what makes you great, but it's a lot of great things about you. But I think that's what makes you as successful as you are because you do like the hustle. I know for me and learning who I am as a woman, that's not something that like I love selling real estate. Do I love the grind?
Yeah,
not
we've
so
had
much.
Conversations.
But I genuinely love the act of selling real estate. Being myself, coming to the closing table, getting my clients from point A to point B. I love that process. Do I love the grind and the stress that it brings? Absolutely not. I love, and it's not just like, oh, I love a soft life. Like that's not the reality. I think for me, I'm just like, my anxiety, I be stressed.
Yeah, you prioritize your mental health.
My mental health.
We joke about that a lot, but I think that's a wonderful thing because I did have to figure out dealing with my family because when I was working all the time, and at one point I was working full time and I was selling real estate full time, which Reese knows because you couldn't even tell. Like I was a dual agent, but I was working both jobs full time. I was mean, and I'm already like very direct, but I was a maniac because I was tired all the time. So I've had to assess like how work is affecting my home life and make some adjustments. But am I perfect? No, because I'm here right now. My husband is like, "Where are you at close to 9 o'clock?" And I'm like, "I gotta wrap up this podcast, babe, and then I'll be home."
I think the reality check for me was when I was in the mortgage industry. We would have this huge contest every year. It was called March Madness, and nobody could take off. I mean, you couldn't get your birthday off, you couldn't get any time off, and we were there from like 7 a.m. till midnight the whole month. So it was like almost like March Madness with basketball and stuff like that, except it was with loans. So it was every.
To do that.
Oh my God, it's
insane.
a
different month, babe.
I'll pick another month. I'll do another month.
Yeah. So it was March Madness, so it was tied to like basketball. So it was like all these
for my birthday.
You're
That's
sick.
crazy. So all the teams will go against each other until you eliminated all these teams. So I was always on a very high producing team. So we were literally in a contest from start to finish. Like we will always, well, not maybe always, but we would make it to like the final four. So that means the whole month of March, like sun up, sundown, beyond sundown, like you're going home and you're coming right back to work. And it was crazy. It was insane. And I remember my dad ended up having like some heart issues and he was in the hospital. And I was like, can I go see my daddy in the hospital? And it was like, you think you're leaving and it's March Madness? And
see, that's insane.
So, but that's how it was. Like, it was like, you can't even leave. And it put things in perspective because I'm like, now I'm grateful my daddy is still here.
Right.
But like, what if something had happened? I wouldn't have been able to live with
that's
myself.
that's
like,
insane.
it's not that deep. It's not that serious. So for me, yes, I want to be successful. Yes, I want to make a lot of money, but my family is always going to be my number one priority. I think
my family, I feel like.
But I think that it depends on how, like, her family is still her priority. I think that the grind came from, like she said, like she was a younger mom. Like, so.
I have provided my family.
So yours, I think, is more of a financial, like, like you're going to make sure you do very, very well to make
and
sure.
even though I feel like even like my kids like fly shit, and I have put them in a position, and I love that for them. My kids like fly shit, so when it's time for us to hang, my kids hang. My kids, Cairo hangs with, you know, this is my homegirl. You've been around too. Like my kids do grown up things, not like grown up things, but as far as like we go to nice restaurants all the time, and we vacation very, very well, and we go on shopping, like nice shopping trips. My kids appreciate all of that. Now my kids are older, so I think they appreciate the freedom more. But did I miss time? This was before real estate, when I was just trying to figure out life. Did I miss some times with my children? Of course. I have 2 degrees. I've been selling real estate for 10 years. My daughter is 7. Will be 17 next time. My other daughter. Yeah, I've missed out on some things. But I've also, I feel like, tried to make sure that my family felt prioritized. I've always been there because I was a single mother for a long time. I've always been there when I need to be there. And we gonna have a great time. I'm a great time.
I think you're in a really good space too, because now they're grown, so you can have like grown-up fun.
Oh no, they killing me now. You already know. We just talked about that.
So
they think they know everything now. They just want my money.
But yeah, so I think that's something you'll find interesting throughout this podcast is we are all in different stages in our life. And the future, her kids are on their way into adulthood or already adults. And my kid is
you got a baby.
He's gonna be 2 next week. So it's just different for me. Like I really, really want to be successful, but I don't want to be the agent that's working from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. Like, no, I'm not there. I want my son like to hug me and love me. And like, I have moments where he literally runs up to me and like, just, he don't want to let me do anything. It's so cute.
And that is the fun time. And you make sure that you embrace that wholeheartedly. But I think that systems is like, you know, because nobody wants to be working except for me sometimes from sun up to sundown. I get in my modes. I don't know. I'm not going to apologize for that. But I think that it's different for me because when I used to work for the state of Michigan. I'm not going to say what I used to do, but I used to work for the state of Michigan, and I was a terrible employee. FMLA. When I left that job, I had no time at any of my banks. I left in the Navy because I was young when I got the job. So, you know, I was just young. But when it comes to working for me, see, the stuff is different. Like when I worked for somebody, they was just like, here go F. Davis. They knew I was sleeping half the night. They knew I was in school. They didn't expect much from me. They knew if I needed to react, I was going to react for my partner. But they did not expect much from me because that's their organization. And I'm not telling anybody to be that way, but I'm being honest. But when it's my shit, I'm going to go hard for my shit. This is my shit. So, yeah, I feel good about showing up for me. And I love my family because they give me that grace and that room to do it. They talk, John. But my husband got his real estate license because he sees how great real estate has been to me and he likes it. And my daughter graduated high school and made a decision that she wanted to try out. She wanted to do, Cairo got a college degree. So she went and did the college thing first. But Destiny, straight out of high school, went and got her real estate license. She got 3 deals pending. She has closed about 5 deals. She got her license in January. So she kicking butt. She is doing things that the kids her age can't do because of her mama. Giving her mama the room to be great.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a student loan debt.
Yeah, because that's another episode.
Yeah, crazy time. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a whole different space because I don't necessarily, it's just me. I don't have a family, but that sounds so great.
Yeah, you don't have any children.
I don't have any children. I don't have a partner, but I think I've learned because I did go straight into real estate from college and it was a very busy time for me. Like I came out kicking butt. Like I was closing deals, baby. Look me up. But
your number's still strong.
Yeah, thank you.
No, seriously.
But yeah, and I think from that experience, I wouldn't change it at all because like you said, even with Destiny, like it gave me an opportunity to do things and move in a way where I was free to really find myself in that space. And I just went back to work for another organization now. So I'm a dual agent and I love this new experience because I'm traveling all the time and I have more flexibility because I like my freedom. I wouldn't sacrifice my freedom for anything, but I had to prioritize me. Like,
no,
my mental
Carol's
health.
gonna prioritize her.
Okay.
And her clients, she prioritizes her
I
clients.
got a client call me right now.
But Cairo is going to prioritize herself. I'm going to
Because
Arizona
I'm a
to go to
happy
the
girl.
spa.
I like to be a happy girl.
No, I love
and,
Cairo.
You know, sometimes I need a little time for me. I just want to relax. I want to put my feet up. I just like to enjoy life. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to find that balance because I have a good time, but I'm always like, even with the BMW, I was talking to you and it's just like, okay, I got this plan because I want to make sure I feel like I've earned this. And it's just like, you know I got my issues, probably a trauma response, but
likely, but that's
yeah. But you know,
so we all got our stuff.
I'm definitely probably the friend. When my friends make bad decisions or irresponsible decisions, they say, what will LaTrease do? And I'm like,
wow,
what?
that's accurate.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe my response is life is short. Like,
yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, you definitely YOLO.
What's mine?
you only live once. You only die once.
You are looking to live that soft life. And y'all know me, like everybody. Cairo be talking junk too. Cairo be on my side a little bit, but she be talking junk. You know, what's that sound bite? That is Cairo with me.
What?
See, I don't have kids, so I don't have to go as hard.
Baby.
That's her sound bite. I don't have kids.
I don't have kids.
I'm trying to create this legacy for the Bible says that you leave an inheritance
And
for
I'm
your
ready for my husband
children's
to come and
children. I don't have kids. I don't have to go as hard.
I don't have to go as hard.
Somebody said that to me and was just like, you gotta make sure you have enough for your grandkids, and this and that and third. And I'm like, they not even gonna know who you are.
They gonna know who you are when you leave them that legacy.
I definitely want to leave legacy, even if it's for my niece and my nephew. But at this season, right now,
I don't have no kids. I don't have no kids. I don't have to go as hard. I'm gonna find that for you.
Here's something I heard. Okay, so it was a statistic right before I did like a home buyer workshop. And it was just like generational wealth is usually gone by the third generation. And I'm not saying it is right. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying that. And then when I thought about
I say it all the time. Hold on, let me say this.
Generational wealth might be money, but I think it's ideal.
It's
work. It's like how you teach your children to prioritize working and being a productive member of society.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think people think of generational wealth, I need to buy houses and have money.
Yeah.
No, you need to instill work ethic
and
ideas and values into your family. And that way everybody can go.
And a sense of responsibility, because if you're teaching your kids to be responsible, it's not just the money aspect. Like me having Destiny talk to a financial advisor today about having a Roth RIA at 19 years old. It could be a game changer for her and her children.
Yeah.
Not just what I'm trying to do for her and my son and my other daughter, but just helping them to make good decisions and passing on good information to them so we can do for our children what wasn't done for us. And, be better than and we all had great parents, I'm sure, but just be better than our parents were as far as passing on that information. You know what I'm saying?
You want to leave your kids in a better position, or your relatives or offspring or younger people in your family or in your life. You want to leave them in a better spot.
I feel good to be able to give my daughter a job out of high school, give her a job where she could really make a living and she really can make some money. That brought tears to my eyes because when I was her age, we were in two totally different spaces. Mm-hmm. So there has been some time, but I have afforded them a life. Like I planned it, I dreamed about it, I visualized it down to the ranch style house, the Cadillac I drive, like what I wanted to be able to show my children and provide for my children. Now that young one, we working on her, but even talking to Feifei, and I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Feifei's very smart, straight A student. She's like, I'm thinking about going into entrepreneurship. And Siri is like, she's working next door at the boutique and she's like, I like it. I'm feeling this. Mm-hmm. And that to even be an option for her where I can have that conversation and help her to make educated decisions about going to college and what to major in. Mm-hmm. So all of that comes into play.
Well, y'all know I gotta be the devil's advocate. So I'm just giving you.
Oh, but wait a minute. That's what I want. No. That's what I wanted to say. Because I've been telling people for years, and I'm gonna stop speaking this into the universe, but I'm gonna leave my kids a bag regardless, dead or alive. And if they take care of their man for 2 or 3 years with the money, I did my part. Now what they decide to do with the money is on them.
So one of my neighbors had caught me outside and he was like, yeah, that house around the corner, that's been in their family for 3 generations and now it's in foreclosure. And it just made that statistic like kind of come back up to me. And I was just like, dang. And then I thought about my family, you know, selling my grandparents' homes or great grandparents' homes, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's a touchy subject.
But you got to teach that financial.
Yeah,
You have to teach that financial literacy.
I don't see that in every. I'm just gonna say I don't see that in every community. I think that's something we have to work on.
Yeah, but we have to work on. I think home ownership in general.
No, I agree.
Home ownership, but just to the point of like generational wealth being generational. I've seen it work. I've seen it work wonders. So I don't know. Like, I think that's something we have to work on. And it's not just the money aspect. It's like you said, having them sit down and teach them skills and resources. Like, it's so many resources that we don't know about.
Yeah, every generation should get stronger, because even when I talk to your father, and I love a good story. We've had candid conversations. I do. About how he grew up, and he talks about his dad's store.
Yeah, because he passed down entrepreneurship to my dad,
and he's passed that down to you and your brother with his clothing line is really dope. So you should plug him. I want to make sure I say the name right.
Debonair Collective. Yeah, we're all entrepreneurs out here in this family.
So it was a challenge because we would go certain places, and I would literally have to like pull over or log in a hotspot real quick, send a pre-approval letter to somebody in New York or California or wherever. And that became a challenge because it was just kind of like, we at the restaurant, like, that can't wait. And I'm just like, it's highest and best. And the deadline is 5 p.m. Like, no, I can't wait. Like, I have to do it now. So it would become a conversation. Not really necessarily an argument. He was very supportive. He's always been very supportive of my business. But it did kind of put a strain on our relationship because it would be like, hey, we're watching a movie, and somebody is like, call me back to back, like, hey, I need you to do this, or I need you to do that, or hey, I really want to go see this house right now today, or, you know, like, just, I don't know. But now I think it's been so long that I think he's just kind of just used to it. So he's just like, he's accustomed now.
Yeah, like I'm married to a realtor.
Yeah.
Cairo, when you were in a relationship, that's when you were like doing the most. Mm-hmm. How did you being a popping realtor affect your relationship with your significant other?
It didn't necessarily affect it in a negative way because my partner was also very productive and ambitious, and he was always doing his thing, you know, like he has a really good job, so he was always busy. So it really didn't affect it in a negative way. I don't think I've dated anyone that was like, oh, you're doing too much or you're always gone. I think it's more of like, you have to trust, because I'm still single, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of my clients are single men, but I have a very strict, like, I don't play that. So that's been the only thing that was kind of weird with like dating and, you know, things like that, because I am single, but it never was an issue in my relationship at all. Like I got to make some money. Like he like, all right, let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? So it was never.
I think it takes a confident man to date a real estate agent, especially somebody that's attractive.
Yeah.
Because you will be around different type of people, and different levels of life, and different positions, different financial situations, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you even run into some weirdos too. Like, I've been in the bed, and before I established boundaries and put my phone on do not disturb, I would get a random phone call at 2:00 in the morning, like with some vulgar.
Oh my God!
Comment.
Yeah. I used to get that for a while too, and I'm like, I mean, I'm accessible even when it comes to me flying, because I'm still a realtor. So I'm very much so a public person, and no one has my name. So people have found me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like even be saying crazy stuff.
Like
wild, it's insane.
Wild and disrespectful stuff. So to know, like, I didn't pursue this, or you know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't warranted. I didn't ask for this guy to say this crazy.
One of my clients sent me flowers, and my husband sends me flowers all the time. So I got a beautiful bouquet of flowers.
That was for your man.
And I called my husband, like, that's when I was over in Southfield, and I would get stuff up there, and they called me like, you know, your man has sent you some flowers. And I'm like, oh, I go get them. They were so great. I'm like, hey, thank you. He's like, I haven't sent you anything. And I opened the card, and it was client's son thanking me for doing such a great job helping his mom sell her house. And I showed him the car, like, look, and because thank you for helping my mom sell her house. So you deal with different things.
I'm so grateful for Nick to be comfortable and secure. One time I received an edible arrangement at home, and it was a big edible arrangement, and it was from one of the lenders I was working with at the time. And he was just like, so this what we do? This what we doing now? Like, but he was joking,
right.
So it was just like, it was simple. It was innocent. It wasn't like one of those people
my husband, cool. He laid back. Even like with the working all the time, he chilling. We chill. But my husband be in and out of the state, so how dare he even say anything about me working all the time anyway. But he was looking a little crazy. I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's not like gave a bouquet of flowers to somebody else and get it their wife. Like, it's not like that.
I think it helps having somebody that's busy, because if you're networking, you're out, you're going to events, and you have a spouse that is a homebody that is just like, weren't you at home with me?
No, even when Michael would be at home, like Michael does, he's not like he is great with people, but he's not the biggest people person, if that makes sense. But we dated, I don't even want to say how much we saw each other because that might cause a whole situation. But I'm not clingy, and I'm cool. I'm cool as a fan. When I got married, my husband moved out of state for a year and 7 months.
I don't know. I be wanting to spend time with him.
I know, Cairo. We talk about that too. I am the oddball out of the group. Like, I work, I chill.
Yeah, I do.
But I mean, I don't know. Now I'm gone all the time.
Oh yeah, not you the problem. So,
yeah, I'm like, wait. I'm gonna sit down for my man, but
I believe
it. Not right now.
Oh, I'll sit down for my man, but I just gotta give you who you need. That's
right.
If he tell me like, hey, baby, because when he told me like, are you doing too much with that job in real estate? You gotta let one of them things go. And I'm like, bud, and he like, no. I'm like, all right, y'all. And I cried like a baby. Even I was making substantially more money selling real estate, but I like my little job. I cried like a baby and turned in that resignation letter. And when he told me not to buy a house.
That was a whole different episode, girl.
She's still harboring on him telling her not to buy that house. But now you can buy multiple houses.
Yeah,
and now you're in a different space now.
Yeah.
So
sitting here,
God is good.
Buy a whole flip, whatever you want.
God
it's the world.
I'm a realtor. What did you say, LaTrease? I'm a realtor. I'll let him tell me how to buy a house.
Needless to say, relationships in real estate are what you make it.
Yes. And everybody got to do what works for them, and make sure you are happy while you are navigating this space. You may not be comfortable all the time. If you're looking to be comfortable, you are not in the right industry, especially in the beginning, but you want to make sure that you are happy with what you are doing and have your goals laid out. Like LaTrease said, everybody does not have the same aspirations. We all want to get some money done. Each and every one of us about a bed, but just in different spaces in our lives. So you have to figure out what works for you. But
what's your priority?
The people in your life, how what you are doing how is it affecting them or going to affect them?
Can I challenge the men that are listening to comment on either our YouTube or our Instagram? Because I would love to hear their side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like being a man in real estate, because you see what we deal with, like let alone what they do on their side, being in a relationship, being single. Like, I want both. I want somebody that's married in the real estate space, and I want somebody that is single in the real estate space. And I want to challenge y'all to comment and let us know if y'all want to come on, because I really want to hear what that sounds like.
Or even the back and forth that, or the differences of opinion that we had about prioritizing work and where your time should be spent. Do you need your woman at home? Are you cool with your woman being away? From all men. Are you okay with your woman going to get the bag?
Yeah,
I'm so interested to see. I feel like I know what it's gonna say, but I'm gonna wait.
It's gonna be next.
But y'all be sure to leave comments on our YouTube at Sold Sistas, SOLD SISTAS, or on Instagram as sold_sistas, because we want to know. And we have been getting a lot of interest. A lot of people want to come on the show. So
Yeah.
we will be having guests on here. It's just so much that we have coming up. It's very exciting.
Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, comment, and tune in next week for a new episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.